Hello YouTube! Welcome back to the channel. My name is Erwin and this channel is all about photography and photo editing. In a previous tutorial I showed you how to export images from Lightroom and Photoshop for Facebook. I did it real quick, so I will dive into the export possibilities of Photoshop in this tutorial. The video for exporting photos for Facebook is up here in the card. Go check it out. So now let's dive into Photoshop and let's get started. Now I'm in Photoshop. I opened the image of my friend Judith here. This image I edited a little while ago and I want to export this for whatever purposes. There are several ways to export this image. You can just go over to File and do a Save As. And then we have the option to select the file format. But not the perfect way to do an export from Photoshop. But it is one way and it works. There's not a wrong way of doing stuff in Photoshop. There are only several ways with a lesser result. Now I'm going to open the export module. This export module can be found under File, Export, Export As. Now once we've opened the export module, we can export it in different file formats. We've got this export window here with your image here, and now it's sized to 8%. We can zoom in a bit to see what the screen result is. We can zoom out a bit again, and now we got it full screen. Now here on the left there's a panel to do a selection of which images you want to export. You can export multiple images at a time. You can set the size here for the output, and you can add a suffix to your image file. Now on the right we have the column which matters the most. In this column we have 5 sections. The first one is for file format, the second one is for image size, and the third one is for canvas size. The other two are options for adding extra metadata on copyright and contract info or contact info, and the other is selecting the color space. I would advise to always convert to sRGB and not embed color profile. So the bottom two I'm not going to explain, and these are the basic settings you need. Now for file settings, we can select the PNG, the JPEG, the GIF and the SVG. SVG is a standard vectored image. PNG and JPEG are the commonly used formats for exporting photos. PNG can be used to preserve transparency. We can enable this or disable this. You can convert a PNG to a smaller 8-bit image to preserve disk space. Well, if we want to keep the transparency, you will see that your file size will increase and you will have a big file. For a normal image which is screen filling, you don't need the transparency, so we will untick this box and you will see immediately the data size. We can untick the transparency and you will see the data size will decrease a bit. Now to get a real small image in file size, not in pixel size, we can tick the box for the smaller file, for 8-bit file, and you will see the data size of the image has been reduced. Now we have a smaller image in data, not in size. Now for this image we will keep the large one, and I don't want the transparency. Now we can size this image for several platforms. For example, for Facebook we can do something with 2048 in width, and for Instagram we can set this, for example, to 1080. Now you will see that the percentage has been scaled and it has been reduced in size. Now, since we don't want this and we just want the full image for our client, we will say 100%. And now we can say the canvas size. If we want to decrease the canvas size, we will crop off a part of the image. For example, let's reduce the width to 5000 pixels. You see, a portion of the image is missing. So let's set this back to 6141 as it should be. And now the extra part of the image has been added. Once we are satisfied with all the settings, we can just hit the export all button and the file will be exported to your location. Once we hit export all, a window for saving is prompted and I've got a clean export image gallery here, which contains all the images I exported for this shoot. Just give it a name, hit save, and it's done. Now you know everything about the export module in Photoshop and how to use it and how to optimize your images for the source you want to post or print your images. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. Maybe there are some good ideas to make a new video and teach you something new in Photoshop or Lightroom. Please let me know in the comments. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel down below. Hit that bell notification button and stay up to date. And I'll see you in the next tutorial.